Hello guys, welcome back again to my video. In this video, I will review my economic development material in Meeting 4. The first one is about Rostow, theory from Rostow. In 1960, Rostow published The Stage of Economic Growth, a non-communist manifesto. Rostow wrote about economic growth, not development. Through his thinking, there is a path leading to development, with the last stage known as era Hayek's presumption. Therefore, in his term, development is understood as a state condition where the population can spend a lot of money to buy products. Rostow conceptualized the development process into 5 main stages, and every country in the world can be classified into one of the 5 economic growth he describes. The 5 stages are: the first one is traditional, agricultural based, using pre-Newtonian science and technology pre-nation states. The second one is precondition for takeoff, average saving and investment above the average population growth, national level organization and institutional elite. Change is often triggered by external intrusion. The third one is takeoff. Stimulus for takeoff is needed, for example, through political revolution, technical innovation, changing. The fourth is toward maturity. Expansion of technology, new sector development, investment and saving from 10 until 20% of national income. The last is the act of high consumption. Second, the theory from Lewis. Lewis' theory of development is known as economic theory of two-sector model. Lewis' theory of development is called also the migration theory, namely the theory of the occurrence of a double labor surplus sector. Arthur Lewis' theory of development discussed the development process that occurred between cities and the village. According to the Lewis model of development, undergoing economy consists of 2 sectors, namely the first one is the traditional sector, namely the subsistence rural sector, which is overpopulated and characterized by marginal productivity of labor. The second one is the modern urban industrial sector, which has a high level of productivity and transfer little by little from the subsistence sector. The third is the theory from Leibniz. Leibniz said that in the transition advanced state where we can expect steady economic growth, a condition is needed that an economy must get a greater stimulus for growth above a certain critical minimum. According to him, every economy is subject to obstacle and stimuli. Barriers have the effect of lowering previous per capita income, while incentives tend to increase. Only when factors that increase income are stimulated more strongly than factors that reduce income can the critical minimum effort by achieved, and the economy will be on the line of development. Fourth is the theory from Nelson. According to Nelson, the economic disease of underdeveloped countries can be diagnosed as a stable equilibrium level of per capita income at or close to the cost of living needs. In Nelson theories, there are 4 technological and social conditions that present the threat of low-level equilibrium. The first is high correlation between per capita income level and population growth rate. The second is low tendency to use additional per capita income and increase per capita investment. The third is lack of good land for planting, and the last is inefficient production method. The fifth is the theory from Rosenstein-Rodan. According to him, if developing countries want to break the cycle of poverty, then there needs to be large-scale investment in the industrial sector, or big push. This large-scale investment will create synergistic interaction between various sectors. However, this is very difficult to do in a natural market frame. Entrepreneurs will think carefully to apply this big push concept based on the calculation of profit and loss. Therefore, potential production sector cannot be worked on by the private market because of the market doubts to make investment decision. Moreover, to carry out the big push concept, social infrastructure support is needed such as roads, bridge, ports, communication system, hospital, and the other. 6 is the theory of balanced growth. There is some expertise opinion about this. The first one is Alagos. According to him, planning with balanced growth indicates with all sectors of the economy will expand in same proportion, so that consumption, investment, and income will grow at the same rates. The second is Benjamin Higgins. According to him, a wave of capital investment in a number of industries is called balanced growth. The third is from Lewis. According to him, in development programs, all sectors of economy should grow simultaneously so as to keep a proper balance between industry and agriculture and between production for home consumption and production for export. The fourth is from Kindleberger. According to him, balanced growth implies that investment takes place simultaneously in all sectors or industry at once, more or less along the lines of the slogan, "You can do anything until you can do everything." The fifth is balanced growth the fifth is Herod. The fifth is theories from Herod. According to him, balanced growth aims the equality between growth rate of income, growth rate of output, and growth rate of natural resources. From the definition cited above, we support Kindleberger's point of view. He correctly pointed out that balanced growth has many meanings and runs the risk of losing all meanings. However, the widely discussed and accepted meaning of balanced growth is that the economy is different. Development must be developed in a synchronized and discoordinated manner in order to provide ready markets for products from different departments. Therefore, it can be confirmed that balanced growth is not a static term, but rather refers to its vitality. The doctrine balanced growth requires the balance three types which is discussed below. The first one is supply side. For supply or production in less developed countries is very low. The reason behind this is at this country that have very low savings rate due to low incomes. Low investment lead to low capital formation and low productivity. Low productivity to low income. Therefore, it is imperative to increase investments to increase demand. But when entrepreneurs are motivated to invest, investment will increase. In other words, your product will sell and make a profit. The second one is demand side. In underdeveloped countries, people have low purchasing power due to low income, so its demand is also very low. Low demands leads to less market expansion. Small market stimulate to low investment. Therefore, efforts must be made to increase the demand in these countries. The idea of balanced growth on the demand side is that several industries should develop at the same time so that everyone can become each other customers and everyone products can be sold. In this regards, Rosenstein-Rodin gave an example. According to him, if a manufacturing industry is built on the land all people related to it will get income, but they won't spend all their income on buying shoes. They will buy goods products in other industries. The third is sectoral balance. Sector equilibrium means the economic development of all sectors of an economy because agricultural and industry complement each other. Therefore, the expansion of industry requires the expansion of agriculture and the vice versa. Third, the expansion of the industrial sector will increase the demand of raw materials, and these needs can only be supplied by the expansion of the agricultural sector. Lewis believed that if the sector develop at the same time, the relative price between them can be maintained. Okay, the seventh theory is theory of balanced growth. According to Hirschman, development is a chain of disequilibrium that must be kept alive rather than eliminate that disequilibrium, of which branch and profit and loss. If economy is to keep moving ahead, the task of development policy is to maintain tension, disproportion, and disequilibria. According to Singer, unbalanced growth is a better development strategy to concentrate available resources on type of investment, which help to make an economic system more elastic, more capable of expansion under the stimulus of expanded market and explained market. Okay, in this unbalanced theory, we support Hirschman theory. Hirschman went a step further than Singer in his economic development strategy and said that to accelerate the economic development of underdeveloped countries, it's prudent to deliberately create imbalance. He also recognized the interrelationship between the different economic activities carried by Ragnar Nurks, but he asserted that investment in selected industry or sector will accelerate the pace of economic development. It considers that development is a kind of chain imbalance which must be maintained rather than eliminated. In a competitive economic, imbalance is one of the manifestations. There will be a breakthrough when we move from one imbalance to another new imbalance. Therefore, he believes that according to a predecessor strategy, deliberately creating imbalance in the economic is the best way to accelerate economic development. Hirschman believed that underdeveloped countries should not develop all sectors at the same time, but should invest heavily, develop one or two strategic sector or industry. In other words, the capital goods industry should take precedence over the consumer goods industry. The process of unbalanced growth. The unbalanced growth strategy is the most appropriate to break the vicious cycle of poverty in underdeveloped countries. Poor countries are in a state of equilibrium with low income level. Production, consumption, saving, and investment adjust of each other at extremely low level, so that the equilibrium state itself becomes an obstacle to growth. Hirschman believed that the scarcity caused by unbalanced growth provides a considerable incentive for invention and innovation. Imbalance encourages intense economic activity and promote economic progress. Okay, I think that's all about my review in meeting 4 about history of growth and history of economic growth and theory of economic growth from Rostow until unbalanced growth. So what do you think about the theory? Okay everyone, thank you for watching my video. If there is many wrong words, I'm feel sorry. I'm still learning to speaking English. So yes, see you in next video. Bye.